allow you into the whole final area, the final room, dungeon, little maze of the game. The final dungeon maze is not very difficult to navigate, but it's actually pretty cool because you have to fight doppelgangers or clones of all the main party members, and there's 3 of them you have to fight, and 2 of them I won't be fighting that you can just skip because they're not necessary in order to continue on. But I thought I would mention that, yeah, all 5 of them are represented. Fighting another wolf real quick. Only a couple more hits and this wolf will be taken care of. And I leveled up from it. Now that I have the key that I picked up there, the 2 key, I'm going to unlock this door using the regular key, which is just kind of a little shortcut, so I don't have to go back through that ice room that I did earlier. I can just get back to that main hallway. Work my way around. We're actually going to get to an area here with a big hallway with 2 giant boulders, but first, I knew a chandelier was about to fall on my head. I knew it was either that or a knife was going to fly at me, one or the other. I forget which one it is sometimes. Boulders, try to avoid them, but I guess the game decides it's better off that I fight a random battle before I get a chance to dodge the boulders. Like, the boulders are just going to freeze in place as I'm going to run away from that suit of armor. Now I'll switch back to the Kaz team here and work my way back around just like I did for Akiko and Emi's team. Head inside here. Now this is actually the final really area. This is like the room that contains the statues that I'm going to have to put the candles in their hands in order to get to that last little dungeon. But we still have a decent ways before we can even get to that point. In this hallway from here is actually also located the hallway that leads to the ghost Mamaya's bedroom, which is not surprisingly a pretty important place in the game. As a knife flies at my face, try to dive out of the way real quick, and I escaped. Now I'm going to stop in this room first and pick up the second of the 3 blue candles. This room's annoying just because you can't move at the same spot that a rat is, and you just kind of completely rely on how fast and quick the rats get out of your way. Go ahead and leave that key there. I don't need that key anymore in the run. I'm going to go up here, well, after of course I can get away from these items flying at me, and I'm going to go ahead and place the 2 candles that I've already picked up. I'm going to go ahead and put them in the hands of the first 2 statues. Here is there's 3 statues I mentioned. Put the first one in the hand, and then put the other one there, just so they're out of my inventory, so I have at least a little bit more room. I'll go ahead and light them now, even though I won't be able to do anything else until I get that 3rd one and light that one. Now, as Akiko and all, I'm going to go back into that room with the rats. As you saw, there was an extra stairway in there, and that's going to lead to a ring. I need to get 2 rings in order to get past this one guard that's kind of blocking the hallway that leads to Mamaya's bedroom. So back to the rat room. Like I said before, that time they actually moved pretty quickly. Go ahead and grab this ring. I'll switch it out for the gem. I don't need that gem anymore. The only time you need it is to open up that one little blue entity that was blocking that one door in the basement. Now that I have that key, I'm actually going to be going past these statues, or these giant knight armors that are chasing me. It's kind of funny, they're chasing me and yet I still run into a random battle that contains a knight as well. Both knights are the same. The random battle one and the ones that are walking around lead to the same one-on-one battle against one of the knights. First I need to unlock this door though, which I need the 2 key in order to unlock. And actually this room is the other big ice room I mentioned earlier. Inside here, I'm going to have to walk down and switch back now to Emi's party. I'm actually going to split Emi up real quick from here to head in here by herself, because I need her in order to get past this area. Move them out of the way so I can actually move Emi down. Open it up with the key, the regular key that is. Surprisingly, I actually have a couple more doors that the regular key works on. Even though I picked up so many other keys, I still need that regular one. Inside here is another place where Yamamura is. And actually, Yamamura is going to help us out in just a little while. I'm going to have to switch over an item real quick. Switch the ruby over to Asuka. Now go back in, now I actually can grab the other item. The jade ring, because I'm going to need... Like, I could have switched it out for the bow, but I'm going to need that bow later on to get past that one gap on the veranda again. Go ahead and give the jade ring to Kaz, and now move the ruby ring back over, and then now I'm going to give the ruby also to Kaz. So that in the end, Kaz has both rings. Now I'm going to move some items around. I'm going to give the... switch the pick around. And now switch back to Kaz's group. Go ahead and use the pick in order to get over this ice patch to get back to the door. Now I'm going to have to switch up the party again, go back to Taru, who I gave the pick to. Split Taru up, and now Taru has to go back into the ice room and save Emmy real quick. Switch, join her back up, and now leave the room. Now that I have the 2 rings, I actually can get into the bedroom of Mamaya, which is a special scene. It's also the scene where I mentioned that whole gore scene takes place, one of the top 8-bit gore scenes of all time. So if you're waiting for blood and gore in this game, it's coming up in just a few minutes. Have to mix my party back up again. Switch back to Kaz, team them up. I'm going to quickly try to take out this armor before it ran into Emmy and Akiko, because if the armor runs into you and it starts a battle, you won't be able to run from it. Or at least I seemingly, every time I try to run, I end up failing. So make sure you don't get into any of these battles with a team or a party member that's really not that strong and didn't level up yet. He hits pretty hard. And he's done. Okay, now move down here and actually to the lower right corner here. This is the hallway that leads to that place. I need the 2 key to open it up. Go ahead and use that. Once inside, here is the random guy who's like kind of like weird looking. He's kind of like a hunchback or an Igor-esque character. I have to use both rings and then pray. So you need to have a certain level. Use prayer points, the rings sing, and he's like, oh, okay, you can get past now. He's kind of like a ghost. Like, he wasn't really, he disappears. You know, he was also, I guess, already dead. Trying to protect that hallway. And now the ghost knocks us back, and now Yamamura shows up to help us out, and it's going to lead us to the bedroom. And you can see like this force field kind of area blocking the door, and you're not going to be able to get past it. Yamamura has to, pretty much what Yamamura's going to do is sacrifice himself in order for you to be able to enter the bedroom. So here comes that scene I mentioned before. I thought that was one of the definite cooler scenes, like, in NES history, and I didn't need to give any narration to it. I thought I'd let it speak for itself. Now, Mamaya shows up when you enter the bedroom, and she teleports you back to the room that I got the mallet from early on, and now the fireplace, which had a fire in it before, is now gone out, and I go down there real quick to grab the first slide. Our next goal is to collect 3 slides in order to combine them in a projector in order to cast an image on the one wall, project an image onto a wall, and then pray in front of it, and it'll open up a new area to go into. Now, even though the one party got teleported, the other party, my Emmy party, is still back where I left them. So I changed back to them. I'll be able to enter Mamaya's bedroom, and I won't get teleported out. But that's where the gold key is located. So now I have the gold key, which is a pretty essential item. I'm going to have to use it right here to just kind of get me back into the main hallway. I didn't have to backtrack through that previous hallway. So back in the hallway with the moving statues, I'm going to have to backtrack all the way through this area, back to the veranda, go across the veranda using the bow, and then actually go back to the hallway where the one armor was that I prayed in front of really early in the game. I'm going back to that hallway in order to now open a door that I couldn't open before. Now that I have the gold key, I can open it up, and that's where one of the other slides is located. The third and final slide is actually located in a room just south of the projector room that I'm going to have to put all the 3 slides into the projector. The worst part about this whole time of the game is having to backtrack all the way, and that's like taking the longest because I have to deal with a bunch of battles. But thankfully, the run feature works very well in this game. That after, even if it fails, it usually succeeds on the next time around. Okay, enter this door. This is leading back to the veranda. Use the bow to get across. Push the statues out of the way.